Turn on the music. Bam. And then do this. My hair's all messy. Hi, Poppy. Hi, Poppy. Okay, I think we're streaming. Everything should be working. I can see myself. That's this first step to a successful stream. And I can hear myself. Okay, good. Golly, you're cold and wet. What are you doing? Oh, you smell funny too. Hi, how are you? I'm sorry, I got distracted there. Alright, let me get this figured out. I think we're all good. Been a while since the last stream. Oh yeah, I need to open this as well. Well, not necessarily. I actually streamed a while ago, but I ended up getting like frustrated because I don't know. I had one of those things where constantly trying to figure out what am I doing wrong and then not being able to figure it out. So I just like turned off the stream, took a little break, and then like immediately after I cut off the stream, I was like, oh, I know exactly what it is, and then I just started cruising. It was amazing. So sometimes you just gotta like take a step back or cut off the stream, and that'll fix it. Okay, but anyway, for YouTube, I'm gonna go over everything I've done minus the last stream. I think on YouTube the last thing I did was doing like bubble particles, so that's what we're going to address. I've done a lot since then, by the way, YouTube. I don't really, do I have to go over bubble particles? It's not that hard. I can show like particles what I've got, I guess, but I just made the bubbles go faster, and yeah, it kind of just gives like this little signal when like jellyfish or octopus come up from the bottom of the screen, or a crab's walking along the bottom. Those extra little bubbles should just kind of like give a little bit of a warning that there's something below you. And I like it. It works pretty well, and it's pretty simple to do. Can't always see the bubbles, but you know, that's what have you. These are all my particles. This is how they move and do stuff. All the bubbles are on top. This is the fast bubble, so yeah, to make it go faster. I think the only thing I really changed in here is, yeah, it just starts at like a speed of 7. It's got like a smaller angle at which it's moving in a direction, so it's more condensed to going straight up. And then the gravity is still the same, so it just starts to accelerate moving up. But yeah, this 7 just like puts it in front of the speed of the enemies that are moving. Basically what that is. Texture bubble, play bubble, soup bubble. We got sparks. I've seen all this stuff, but I'll just go ahead and show everything again. Might as well. Wake. We'll see what I did with Wake. It's getting kind of ahead of myself, but I totally forgot about this. I ended up putting Wake on the ship boat again. And I started off, I tried to make the Wake like I was doing before, to where it kind of like shoots off, you know, like if a boat's going and it's got like that tail that slowly spreads out. I tried to do that again, but it just never looked right. And eventually I come up with this idea of, I make this like, the Wake just be directly under it, and it's just a circle that spreads a bit, and I ended up liking it better, so I'm going to do that. And I don't know if I'm going to change that or not. So far I've been liking it, so probably what I'm going to stick with. I'll show that when I play the game. Actually, speaking of playing the game, I need to hit start. Splash particles are that, and the rubber for when the duck gets destroyed. It's just, that's the rubber particles. Really all I use. Okay, other things. So that was the enemy bubbles. Oh man, there's so much new stuff to go over. I did something, I don't know if I need to show all this stuff, to be honest. We'll take a look at it. So for the light render, I just did something to, oh, okay, one thing I did for time. I ended up getting the time working on the UI, and I changed it where instead of looking for what time it is, like, yeah, instead of checking if it's night by time, I check if it's night by how dark the night block is. So this is like an alpha variable, for how dark it is. And once it gets to like above 0.7, it's technically dark. So I have all my dark events trigger off of this now. So I did that. But as far as lights go, this is light render. Oh, it's part of the draw event. That's right. I added this new thing, which is at the very end here. I have this alpha value. It's going to use this alpha value to figure out what this stuff is. Basically, what this will do though is I set it up to where this alpha changes. This is the one. This alpha changes depending on if you cross a certain threshold. Basically, it used to be if you go below a certain bit, the lights would just flick on, but now they gradually come on or they gradually turn off. That's basically what I was trying to say, and that was pretty easy to do. It's just create this alpha thing based on a certain height or whatever, and it only really deals with it if it's daytime. Well, this is weird. Why is that? This should happen if it's at nighttime too, right? Is it always on at night? Is that what happened? I'll have to check that. Maybe at nighttime it doesn't actually work right and I wasn't thinking about it. Hello! Death Swap Slurps. I remember you, but you're not new. Oh, okay, I remember you now. Did you change your name? Maybe that's what it is. I'm going over everything I did before, so nothing new. Alright, that's that. I made it to where sparks now have like a fade out. They fade out slowly. I changed the collision events to where the walls check for collisions instead of the bullets because it's better optimization that way. I created zooming in and out on the mini map or on the overworld map for going in and out of stages. And then I finished all the map UI stuff, which we're going to look at. Yeah, you're doing the RPG game, right? Okay, let's take a look at it. It'd be better to just show this stuff. I'll explain certain things that I think are complicated, but it should be good. So yeah, title screen, not much changed here. I can delete this now. Start this one up. Okay, so you see we've got a nice zoom out. Everything on the UI works now. The time actually collects up, counts up, and if you set idle for too long, it goes away. The time counts up. The way I did this is I made it to where it just counts seconds, minutes, and hours, which was a lot easier. So every time the seconds go above 59, they change. This one goes up, and then once this goes above 59, this one goes up, and yada yada, going all the way through the date. I just found that was a lot easier than trying to convert a big number into a bunch of little numbers. The position, all it does is it changes the minutes to be based on where you are on the map. So that works fine, and I like it, and it's just a neat little flare thing. The loot works, it updates correctly as you collect loot. The items do not work yet. I've got a depth finder, which I've deleted the activator for, so I can't actually show it, but I'll show it sometime later. I just need to get to where I can actually trigger progression in the game to show the depth finder, but I created a whole depth finder. It tracks the floor. I really should show that, I guess. Yeah, it tracks like what the floor is based on where you're at. And then it also tracks like fish, and it'll track the alien. As the alien gets closer to you, it'll just like pulsate, showing that he's near. So yeah, all that works. It was a lot of work, honestly. I've been working every day so far. I think I took like one day off since the last stream or something. So been making a lot of progress. Oh yeah, and there's all the wake stuff you can see. I added a 4th of July event, so once it becomes the 4th of July, there's fireworks that will appear on the map. That was fun. I also changed the day my avatar shows up, which is just a little secret thing, to where it's based off of the date, and I'm not going to say what it is, but it's a special day for me. I don't know, let's go into a stage. Oh yeah, okay, so we got stage UI, we got the loot. I changed the way the bubbles work. I changed the sprite, or the color, to be based off of what the mouse cursor color is. Same thing with this one over here. And yeah, this thing works. I found that the bar itself was just a little too off the side, and you don't really pay attention to it, even though it flashes. So I kept the one on the character, the little bubbles, just because you're definitely looking at your character most of the time, so it's just a little bit easier to see. And then I made it like track over, so it slowly disappears. I thought that was a nice look. Yeah, you'll see, it's kind of hard to see bubbles in this map because it's a very bright blue map. But yeah, when them jellyfish show up, it releases a bunch of particles. So looking at the change, as we go down here, you'll see that the lights will just gradually turn on, and then they'll gradually turn off. So that works great. Really happy with that. Oh, my character's gonna drown. Oh wait, what happened here? Oh, okay. The bar was gone even though I was out of breath. Uh-oh, the bar is not being drawn in the right area, so I'll have to look at that. That's a new one. We'll have to fix that. God, I hate doing draw to surface things, but I guess I didn't check what this bar looks like in a deeper map, which is a mistake. There's a lot of people chatting right now. I can't see this chat. I'll look at it in a second. I want to get through all this stuff. Other things. Oh yeah, I've got a pause menu. So pause menu comes up, it pauses the game. I'm going to explain how this one works because this one was driving me crazy, and I finally figured out a really easy way to do pausing. Which I'm amazed that I've never seen a tutorial just say to do it this way, but it's so much better, I think, than all the tutorials I've seen. All this stuff works. You got a resume button, which will just make it go back out and then resume the game. Everything pauses correctly, like even sounds and particles, all that changes or stops. It pulls this thing out. Basically, it's taking a screenshot of the screen and leaving it on. You got a quit to title button, a quit. I tried to make the window that pops out, but it was really aggravating to get it to show up where it's supposed to be. And then I thought, there's so much room over here, I might as well just not even bother with that and have a title and quit button. Options menu works. You click on it, it comes out. You can change all the options. I had to redo all my options buttons, which took me several days because all of them were based on an XY coordinate that is not the full screen like world map view. It was all based on like a single room, like 1920 by 1080, and I think the world map is double that. So I had to change everything to make sure it all shows up based on what the coordinate of the window is. So yeah, just a lot of work on all that stuff, but I got it all working now. And you can change all the options now from in this menu. If you quit the title, it'll actually save everything. Go in there, and you got everything there. Okay, there's probably more, but I forget what it is. Let me swap that, and let me check chat. Hi, Regard. Do I got a Discord? I do have a Discord, but I don't have enough viewers to make it worth it, so I haven't really opened it up. Maybe if I get more regular viewers, I'd open the Discord, but for now I'm not going to. Maybe in the future. Screenshot. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna show how I do the pause thing, because that's one of the things I'm most excited about, and it's actually super easy. Turns out. I was just, and again, it was something I figured out by just messing around. I didn't even have anybody tell me how to do it. So it was, I found some of my best solutions have just been me typing random stuff and being like, well, that should work, right? And it turns out it does work. Like fixing the way the background shaders work. I was just messing around and came up with something there. All right, controller is my thing for this. So turning on the pause is pretty simple. It's really just swapping over a global variable, but it does a few extra things. So here we go. This is for pausing. Ignore the first part because you have to go through a frame if you're going to do a pause. The first thing I do is I check to see if pause key has been pressed, and then if the pause isn't actually turned on and we're in a room that has a camera, then I will turn the capture on. Once the capture is on, it'll go back through this list and then it'll run through the next part. This is important because I need one frame to turn the mouse cursor back off. So if capture is not on, it's going to cut this off so that when it takes a screenshot of the screen, it'll leave, if you don't do this, it'll leave the cursor on the screen. So this was just one frame to turn the cursor off so that when I take that screenshot, you're not seeing like a random cursor wherever it was. And then when it goes through this, it's going to turn the capture back off because it's only running this once. It's going to turn the global pause on so this doesn't actually trigger, even though technically the key pressed wouldn't be true anymore, but it's just an extra layer. It's going to check to see if there's a pause screen sprite, and then it's going to set, if not, it's going to set our pause screen to equal, this is how I create a screenshot. So it's sprite create from surface, application surface. These are the coordinates of where it's taking a screenshot, the width, the height, and a bunch of crap that I don't really understand, but they're all set to 0. It snaps a picture without the cursor because the cursor is technically turned off at this point. And then it's going to see if we have the camera going, and it's going to set this pause X and Y coordinate so that I know where all my stuff is based off of, which this is just like my 0, 0 on the screen, the top left corner. So I had to find that, and I do that by finding whichever camera we're following. Turn the audio off. I don't know if this works exactly right, but I'm leaving it in here, and I'll change it later if I need to. I might not even need to do this, but I don't know exactly how it works, so it's good to keep this in here as a reminder to do it later. If you want to turn the particles off, you just set particle system automatic update to equal false, and I do that for all 4 of my particles, or my particle systems. Okay, and then here's the big thing is I knew about, so the different pause things I was coming up with before. There's one where you can say if global pause, or yeah, if global pause is on basically, and then you just not key pause. I don't know why I did that. I really hate that autocomplete window sometimes. Yeah, then you say stuff like alarm, you can go through every single alarm and say alarm 0 plus plus, so that'll stop alarms from going off. You can say speed equals 0, but if you do that, then you have to know what your speed was prior to turning the pause on, and this is something you'd have to do through every single object. And that's one way that I've seen tutorials do, and it just seems really annoying, so I didn't want to do it that way. But then I've seen this one before where you can do this instance deactivate all, and then just draw something on the screen that you want for the pause. And that's a very simple one, but when you do that, everything turns off, right? So you can't actually like do anything anymore except for unpause it. So that's not ideal. I want to actually be able to like do stuff when the game's paused. But then when I was thinking about that, I was like, if you can deactivate all, surely you can activate just like, or deactivate one thing at a time. So yeah, I just typed in like deactivate. Oh God, there's a bug on me. There we go. It wasn't a bug, it was my headphone cord. Yeah, I typed in deactivate, and then I saw these like different ones, deactivate only an object or whatever, and I was like, if that's true, then you can activate. So yeah, the next thing to do was just, if I deactivate everything, then I can just activate ourselves, and then once we're activated again, basically this is active and everything else is turned off, and that's all you have to do. It works so well. You just have to do this, and then you can, everything you'd make after this is technically active, and everything else is deactive, and then once you get it off, or you turn it back on, you just activate everything, and you don't even have to like, you don't have to do anything because the things that are already active will still be active. It's so much easier. I don't know why I haven't seen a tutorial that just says deactivate all and then activate yourself again. And then that's the easiest way to pause. It's, I don't know, in GameMaker Studio at least. And then I create this instance at the pause X, pause Y, UI pause window, and that's where I do all the window stuff. Okay. What's the idea? Probably put this on. Um, I don't know if I'm going to show all this other stuff. There's a lot of other things that I've done, like on the UI, it tracks whether you have certain items and it puts it on the UI if you have like the sub or the suit upgrade, but those are really easy to do. The depth finder was complicated. I guess I could show that off real quick. Let's add an event. Key pressed. Letter O. Okay, to turn the depth finder on, I just have to say global progression cutscene depth finder. If I set this equals true, then we'll look at the depth finder. See how that works. Because it is kind of neat, but it was a lot of work to do. I ended up spending like 2 or 3 days on that. Alright, so if I press O, we should be able to see the depth finder. Yep. Alright, so the way the depth finder works, one, this is showing it like on the UI. Depth finder has a bunch of like lines that it's tracking, and they're really just Y coordinates, and it's setting like a random Y coordinate based on like the depth of the area you're in. Sometimes it'll track fish in. Getting them to show up underneath the window is a bit of an annoying thing, but they're all in the correct place. And yeah, every time it's like, I think it's every half second it checks to see what the new depth is. So if I go into an area that's like the corals down here, or just like to the left inside the dock area, it'll do like it'll show a new depth where it's basically, it'll go higher, and it'll be very like sporadic in these kind of areas. So if you think like the corals have like different walls, so it's checking that kind of thing. And I just did it for the port because there'd be another time to check like a wild depth, showing that it's getting really shallow. As I go down to like back into the normal shallow areas, it's like slowly goes to where the new target is, and then it just kind of like hovers around that target. So it's very random, and it just gives a look of what an actual depth finder looks like. And then as I go into deeper water, you'll see that it updates and tries to go to the next one, and then it'll hover around that area. And then if I go to deeper water, yeah, you kind of get the idea how this works. So I thought it was just a neat little touch to where it's tracking what the depth is on screen. I don't have the alien turned on right now, so that's one thing I can't show. But you can just think, as the alien's on screen and it gets closer to you, say it's like my cursor, as it gets closer, and it's before it even appears on screen, as it gets to about here, it'll just start showing like a flashing alien symbol that we drew before, and it'll flash like every second. And as it gets closer and closer to you, it flashes faster and faster as it moves across the screen to the right, and then once it's like all the way to the right is when it's touching you. So it's just to show that it's kind of like in Jaws where you had the little pulsating sound that the Jaws was getting close. I'm going to do this kind of thing. So it's a nice little visual indicator that the alien's coming. So that's how that works, and I'm pretty happy with that. That was a lot of work, but it turned out pretty good. And I think it's interesting. Sure. Okay, other things. I repositioned where the score is on the screen, which, I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. The UI was in the way before, so I just moved it. I created the ship wake, we did that. The fireworks, I talked about it. We might see that one day if it gets the 4th of July. I did stage UI, though we have to fix part of the stage UI now because we saw one thing was wrong. I can get rid of this now that I've explained that. I disabled the hit and the accuracy score for auto shooting. I did the whole pause UI, quitting the desktop, title, options, and that was it. Okay, it was a lot of work to get to here, but it works great. Oh, another thing that you might have seen before, and I just totally forgot about until now. I did do all the score stuff. I totally forgot that I didn't even have that done the last time I did a stream. Or last time I did a YouTube video. So yeah, all the scores work for all the things that can get scores that I have in the game right now. But the other thing you might have seen when I went into the stage is I created light rays. So you can see these light rays will show up, and I just, instead of doing it with shaders like I did before, I just drew a light ray object. And then I created it to have like a lot of random variants with like how bright it is, how long it lasts, the size of it, you know, just a lot of random things. But this way we get light rays in the game without any sort of optimization problems. A lot simpler system, basically. Okay, there we go. I think I talked about everything now. That's all the new stuff. There's a lot of stuff to go over. And what is this exactly? It says latest new stuff. Dust swap. Alright, let's do... I think I did the cursor movement too last time, right? I don't know if I had that done or not, but I got it working. Oh, it's a Game Maker Studio folder. I don't want to open this right now. What is it? It's just, it's just your game? What, did you want to like talk about code or something? Because you don't need to share it for that. Plus, I don't have time to do that right now. I thought you just wanted to show a picture or something. Okay, so the UI was messed up. Stage UI. And I don't remember where that is. I think that's part of the controller object, actually. Is it? No, it's not. It's part of the camera object. I wanted to share it. You should do like a GIF or a video or something. I don't know about sharing the project folder, so I could look at it later. Make GIFs. I'd have to close my own project to even look at that. Okay, here's all the UI stuff for the stage UI. This is tracking oxygen. Okay, so the part that I messed up we have the stage window. Where's the part that's the oxygen meter? Okay, so this is the surface for the oxygen meter. This is the part that's messed up. Where did I set the surface for this? Because I think what the problem is, the surface isn't actually updating correctly. Yeah, okay, so clip X and clip Y is 0, 0. The height is 410. So this is what I messed up on. I need this to actually update based on where the camera is located. So O camera Y. Wait now. Yeah, this is height. And then it's got to be, oh golly, to get to 410 from 540, right? So minus 540, but minus the 10. Okay, so that's gonna be minus 130. That should give me what I had before. I'm gonna type in the 410 so I don't forget what I had to start with. I don't need to worry about, I mean, I might have to worry about room width, room height. Room width means that it'll work even in the stage, like the final stage has a different size, so I need to make this work for that. Though I don't think you can technically get to the final stage when you have the snorkel, so it's not even a problem. We just need to have it follow the Y coordinate. So this is not 0, this is O, well, it's not even O camera, because we are the camera. We just need to say Y, minus 960? Okay, yeah, I shouldn't even do O camera Y. I'm used to being in other things and referring to the camera, but we actually are the camera right now. Okay, so Y minus 130 is the height we're looking for, and Y minus this is the top left corner. Let's copy this stuff and go into step. And we just need to track this stuff so that it's constantly updating. And that should fix that problem. Yeah, that's weird. I didn't even think about that. And it's I guess I never tested it. Mic still on? Good. Alright, let's test that. Alright, is it still correct in this screen first? Good place to start our test. No, we can't even see it, so we've already screwed up. Crap. I wonder what part is messed up though. What if I go into a deeper area? Alright, look at it again. What did I screw up? Technically, this is where 0 is. Minus 960, and this is not where 0 is. This is 540. That's what I screwed up. That's right, X is 960, Y is 540. And I did do minus 410 from 540. So that should still be right. Alright, that's what I screwed up. It's still not working. Ah, getting aggravating. And the reason is because I didn't update the step part, so it's still setting it back to... Golly. Alright, one more. Yeah, it was setting it back to 960 because I forgot to do it here. Come on, work this time. There it is. Alright, as long as it goes down and doesn't go down here, we've done everything correctly. Technically this is just moving down, but because we're not drawing a surface below this, you can't see it down this part. So that all works great. Cool. Let's exit this and go to a deeper area. Now this should actually work as we go down. Yeah, there we go. I fixed it. Just run out the clock. There we go. That worked great. Alright. We're all caught up now. Alright, the new thing. Today, tonight, this morning, we're going to be working on... I'm going to add loot to the game. And I've already screwed up because I had to draw stuff. But, I guess I'm going to not do that. I meant to draw something before I started the stream, and I totally forgot to, because I needed one more icon for the 3 map bottles you collect. I added all the items into the game. I don't know why I didn't have them in the game before. I must have forgot about it, but they're in here now. It's not icons, it's items. So we got all the different corpses, the borders, the different pickup things. Yeah. So I need to actually like turn these into items that can be picked up. Are you riding a dino? Oh yeah, most likely. You collected a raptor from one of the flashy enemies. Oh, it's -3 because somebody stole your money or you lost a fight. Every time like you run into a monster or another player, it subtracts the gold you have. And I can actually give you gold too. No, that's not gold. That's gold. There you go. You got gold again. I can also make it to where it releases the borders of the screen and will let everybody out so they can actually move around the map. And all the commands for the game are on the top right of the screen. Yeah, I was messing with this before, but I stopped doing it. I need to update it and actually like add all the new stuff to it. I've got like new emotes and stuff where you can actually make the characters dance and stuff later on. Oh, and you can do like fireworks. I love fireworks. I used the same code when I did the fireworks for the 4th of July in this game. So I just made everything a bit smaller so it's not as big. Okay, all this is good. This was for testing, which I'm not going to use anymore. Get rid of that. Yep, that's Twitch API. I've been working on it like for a long time. I just constantly make updates to it. It's like my little hobby side project. I call it Goba. It's changed a lot. But yeah, every now and then I'll just think about something I want to add to it. And yeah, do it. The new stuff I want to add to it now is I've got like this adventure thing that appears in the top right of the screen. It's basically like gambling, so you can gamble your money to go through this little adventure and press your luck to either, you know, make more money or lose your money. And I want to make it to where the items that your characters are getting will be acquired that way. And I also want to do something to where if somebody creates like a base, it automatically releases the windows so they're not just contained to the right side of the screen there. And then if like the bases get destroyed, then it pushes everybody back into the corner of the map so they're not all over the screen. And I want to change the way the fighting works so that you don't lose all your stuff every time you like get into a fight, because that's kind of annoying. Oh yeah, it's fun. I don't know. Sometimes you get somebody come in and play around with it, which is fun. I just like it for like, it works for like chat, right? So you can see like your little guy and they do the little chat. And it's just fun to have like the chat members have a little character on screen. I think Twitch is actually removing that. They completely gutted like auto hosting underground. All my suggested streamers, I think, are dead channels now. Honestly, I still got Waco. Waco is an animator, if you don't know him. Actually, that would be a good time to do the whole shout-out command, right? Which I don't even know if it still works. Let's see if that works. It does not. Well, this is where I would link Waco's channel. You can just search for it. He's really good. Jetspo is good. He rates me sometimes. And he's still streaming. And he's a dev. Waco's an animator. Jetspo's a dev. Cass W Art is an artist. RJ Anime is an artist and animator, though he's been doing mostly video game stuff. Comedy Reflux, he's a game dev and animator. And a lot of dead channels. Yeah, everybody's gone. I've got like way more than that, but they don't stream anymore, or at least I haven't seen them stream in a long time. I've been doing pretty good. I'm getting more chatters nowadays. I probably have more if I stream more often, but I just like, I enjoy not streaming too. I think a lot faster when I don't stream. The streams for me are really great if you like take a break from what you're doing. I find that if I just turn the stream on, and I'm having trouble getting back into it, but is what I'm saying. I turn the stream on, it just kind of like forces me to do it. So that's really my biggest use out of streaming. That, and it's just a great way to like air your thoughts, right? I don't know. Actually, I don't know if I just disabled that for Nightbot or if Nightbot's just not turned on right now. Sometimes you have to like authorize Nightbot every now and then, or he forgets that he's supposed to actually be in chat. I think I disabled the command for shoutouts because I wasn't really using it. Oh, no, I used... Well, this is dumb. My shoutout command is actually the whole thing typed out instead of just SO, which is weird. Maybe I should change that. It'd be just... Oh, that's because you can't have only 2 letters. That's why it's the whole thing. Alright, let me try it again. Alright, I have to type the whole thing out for Nightbot. There it is. Oh, error channel not found. Well, great job. Oh, I said Ragard. That's why. I got it this time. This will be the one. Ragard with an E. There it is. Okay, it works. Okay. So, I thought it used to show like a little screenshot or a thumbnail image. Maybe that's just other what? What the heck is Nightbot? He's a other bots, I guess. Yeah, he would be a bot. Show thumbnails. Okay. We're doing items. Let me get back on that. So these are the items I got. I need new things. Okay, well let me think about this because I don't even know what I'm gonna do. Is usually the case. So I want to make it to where I'm going to put mini bosses in the game later, but I don't want to do that now. I just want to make it to where you can actually pick up items. It's kind of weird to do these items when I don't actually have progression in the game. But I can kind of set up how they work. I'll just have to like put them on a mouse button or something so I can test them. But the idea is, if a corpse item drops, it's just supposed to automatically fly into the character because there's no reason to make you go pick it up. And I guess it'll play like a little animation of you acquiring the item and then it flies into the item box. I don't know exactly. Oh, I've got all the money now. So, playing Goba, you do like this, place a base, and place stuff in your base, and that's how you play. If you want people not to steal your stuff, and then you armor up, and you can use plate if you've got lots of gold, so that you don't have to type armor like 10 times, right? And now you're stronger and harder to kill. See, the problem right now is because you lose all your gold, you end up getting into this deficit where one character has all the gold and the other characters have none of the gold. There you go. Gold. So that's the thing that I want to fix next and make it to where you don't lose all your money. When you get into fights, you just lose a little bit of it for losing. Oh, and I'm also doing like a bunch of new sprites for all the buildings and making it to where the buildings actually shoot projectiles. I thought that would be fun. I don't know, I'll get around to that one day. It's weird when you have like your secondary hobby is the same thing as your main hobby. It's just another game. Monsters? Yeah, the little monsters are like how you get extra gold and items. As your character gets armor, oh, I didn't mean to do that. As your character gets armor and weapons, they will naturally get stronger, and that's like strength that can't be taken away from them. Like the armor can be removed, but like your raptor is permanent. If you get armor on the character, it'll be permanent, and you can get like a weapon. You'll see sometimes an enemy will come in and it'll be flashing yellow and white. That's a treasure enemy. I just did that until I make like the adventure thing where you can get treasure that way. I figured that was a good temporary solution. No, it's just a luck thing. It's, you know, you gotta make it like a slow drip kind of game, right? To keep people in chat. At least that was the idea for a good Twitch API. I don't know. Since I made that, like, I've seen the Pokemon one You've ever seen it? They have like little Pokemon characters on the side. That one's gotten like really complex, where they got like little like game modes and stuff. I made Goba because it was like right when Battle Royales, like when Fortnite was taking off. And I was like, oh, I'll make a little Battle Royale on the screen. That sounds good. So that's kind of the idea for it. Plus, to play it, you need to like make it to where there's not too many commands going through chat, or it busies chat a little too much, right? It's actually very hard to balance a game like that to where it's just like a little thing. Go ahead and chat away. I think it's great for the for the algorithm if you have like a really busy chat too. So a little Twitch API helps with that kind of thing. Makes it look like people are chatting more than they are. I think that's the reason it became very popular. That, and it, you know, adds a little interactive element on the screen. Okay, let's just do something basic to start with. Let's do the first item you pick up in the game, which will be Sprite. Not icons, I keep going to the wrong thing. Items. Meteorite. I don't even think I have a normal meteorite. I got a fragment. Oh yeah. Well, if you ever get one of these big raids, it'll happen one day. Eventually you just gotta like cross your eyes and grab every occasional one. And you gotta give up on trying to read everything. I've had a couple raids like that. Sometimes a large streamer will just hit you with a bunch of stuff, which is awesome, but I don't know. I get like the occasional like extra permanent viewer or returning viewer, but you don't, I don't know. I don't see that much from it. So I don't get that excited about it anymore. Like, oh God, I'm blowing up. I mean, you're not. You're just having a good day. But it's probably not going to get like a lot of viewers from it. Permanent ones. Unless you just happen to be showing something incredible at the time. At least in game dev stuff, right? I guess it's gotta be this meteorite fragment and I gotta make it bigger. I don't even know how to do that. I never really set up this meteorite to have a thing. Right, I've got this icon here, but this one is supposed to go on the border. And it won't look good because it's got like this cutout on it. I did one for like this large meteorite to where it's the full thing, but I didn't do one for the smaller one, which is this one, which is a mistake. I might need to draw that as well because this is like really pixelated. If I make it bigger, it's not really going to look good. So I think that was just a mistake. I should have made like one of these that didn't have the box around it. Yeah, he was in the stream. His artwork's pretty cool. I think I gave him a follow on Instagram now. Yeah. Oh yeah, how's my character doing? I got lots of gold. Woohoo. Oh, there we go. I've started the war. Dropped the fort. Oh yeah. That happens all the time. Okay, so I can't really do this one until I have the thing for it. We could do this large meteorite and just start with it as an example. Thing is, I've actually got the sprite for it. Okay, yeah, we'll do this. And also, is this thing middle center? Yes, it is. Good. Okay, what do we call these items? I guess it can just be O. If I start it with item, that'd probably be a good idea, so they're easier to find. I guess that'll work. So this large meteorite is something you're supposed to find in the oil spill location. Alright, so the way this works, I think it's just going to be... I haven't really thought about this. Like, I know how the compass works. It's just inside the shipwreck, right? So that one's easy. I know all the map fragments are just randomly inside the coral locations. But this large meteorite, I don't know if I'm just going to set it like on the bottom of the screen. I could have it like come in attached to like an anglerfish or something, so that it doesn't just like appear immediately. Or I can just, I don't know, I just put it in the center of the screen, I guess, and if you get close to it, you pick it up. So really, it's going to have like the same code as the loot, basically. So I can use this as an example. Oh, I also set a max limit on loot, so it doesn't go over 999. Alright, so this isn't going to be a thing. It's not going to actually, like, fall, I don't think. So, honestly, none of this stuff applies. I think I just want it to, like, fly into the character. So it's really just this part. Oh yeah, I forgot that I increased the loot range based on what upgrade you're in. Well, the screen got real busy now. Also, I'm just gonna drop this in here. There's the game is pay to win because I'm a game dev, a scummy one. So of course I made microtransactions. You can also change your color if you want to do that, but it costs money. But if you drop bits, it actually like gives you gold. And it does the firework thing, which I think is a fun effect. That's what the whole firework part is for. If anybody donates bits, it shoots off little fireworks. It would be if somebody didn't walk into you and immediately steal all the money you just paid for. That's why I need to fix that. Well, this is create. I should probably not do that there. I've actually never played the Red Dead games. I've just never had the time. I know they're both great. And I actually have had the first one completely spoiled for me. I don't even know if I'd play that one. I haven't had the second one spoiled for me. But I'm pretty sure he dies. So, you know, that's what happened the first time around. I don't know how far this will be. If it's 50 plus 50, that'd be 100, and it'd probably be like 150 for the standard. Let's just do like, yeah, let's just do that. 150. A good starting point. I don't know. I wonder, do I want it to just move straight towards the player? Or do I want it to like, I kind of wanted it to like maybe swirl and spiral into the player, though that would be a lot harder to code. It just make picking up an item be, uh-oh, somebody just died. That's me. So that's what happens with when a soldier walks on a base. This is for items in the game. So like, yeah, there's loot you can pick up, but I want to make it when you pick up like a research item or like a progression item, it just like does a fancy little effect maybe for you acquiring it. Because this is like the main reason you're like going out into the world to find these items to progress farther. But I don't know exactly what I want to do. So I've got like the magnet grab on normal loot items to where it just flies into the player. But I thought I'd do something maybe a little special for the items because the items are a lot rarer. So I'm just trying to think like what other games do when you pick up like a special item. Like, I don't know, Castlevania, for instance, the whole game pauses or whatever as you pick up the item and then it shows like item received or whatever. Maybe I can do that. I've got a pause script now. Maybe I pause the game and have it like play a little effect. I can make like the words do like a, you know, a sine wave or something for like picking up the item. I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. There's a lot of things I could do, but the more complicated it gets, the longer it's going to take me to do it. Flashy swirly close up, something like that. Well, if I'm looking at the game this is based off of, Jaws, it would just say, I think it was just like a little cutscene. It's like item acquired with a little tune that plays. So I can't do worse than that. I don't know. I don't want to make it too complicated too. I think pausing the game for a little bit to display the thing does sound like a nice little effect. Because I don't do it any other way. So I'd have to do like a collision event if it runs into the player. Also, I gotta check this thing's collision side. All these items need a proper hitbox if I'm gonna do collisions. Which I think it's just the full thing right now. Oh no, I changed it. Pulsing shape behind it. I could do like a, you know, like a anime, like light ray effect or whatever. Doing like circles or something. I think like mobile games do that kind of thing a lot. Where you get like an item and it just does like flashy light show kind of thing. But I would need to draw sprites for that. I gotta draw sprites anyway. Maybe I need to do that all at once. I think we should do the basics parts first though. I'm gonna pause this game because I think that sounds like a good place to start. Okay, so I got it to where if you're below this, it starts moving towards the player. Oh, the problem with this code though is if you move out of this range, it'll stop moving towards the player, and it has no like gravity, so it won't fall back down. I want it to like, once you trigger it, it just constantly starts moving towards the player, so I need to set this up like a variable. So in this, I can use a local variable for, so we can say variable, I don't know, get equals true. I don't use local variables enough to even know how this works. This is why I don't use locals. Because I feel like if I don't tell it what it's set to begin with, then how can I check to see what it equals, right? If get. Well, that would just be if get. I need to set up like that it equals false to begin with, right? How would I do that? I could put it down here and just say var get equals false. So I don't know, because if I do that above it, it's never going to trigger. I don't really get how locals work. Screw it. I'll just use a normal one. Like, I don't think maybe local variables are supposed to be used like that. I think it's supposed to be like a number or something assigned to a local one. So we set get equals true if get move towards the player. So yeah, this is just to turn it on. Once it's on, it will go towards us no matter what. And so since it's so big, I should probably increase this number a bit, like 200. What I could do, instead of checking for like a collision, maybe I do it like this. If, what is it, point distance? Yeah, if point distance, X and Y, O player X, O player Y, is less than, let's make it pretty small. I mean, it's flying by a 10, so let's go to 10. If it's less than 10, this is when we'll actually trigger, we'll do collision this way. This is when you acquire it. God, I don't know. Part of me thinks that it should fly towards the character. Once it reaches the character, it should pause the game, and then it needs to do something else where it like moves up slowly, like you got it, you know, Zelda style. Actually, I could look at Zelda for picking up items now that I think about it, because Zelda does it really well, the 2D games. When you pick up something new, it's like, no, right? Maybe I need to do something like that. What does it look like when you pick up an item in Zelda? Like, I can imagine it, but I can't imagine like what the effect looks like. Problem is, it's going to show all the new 3D Zelda games. I want to find like a Link to the Past, right? Is that the right one? I think that's a Super Nintendo one. Yeah. Oh, it didn't even play an effect. He just puts it over his head. I could swear it did like a animation or something. I know it like floats up a little bit. Oh, okay. It's like the newer games have like a nice shader effect when you pick up an item. Like a light raid kind of deal. I don't know. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna say, I don't know, this is, how do I do this? Alright, so global control, global controls active equals false, so you can't actually press anything anymore. This could come with the problem of your character drowning if it's an earlier item though. But I gotta make sure I turn off any sort of breathing mechanic if the controls are turned off, which I haven't really done yet because that's never been a thing. So I'll think about that later. I'm not going to use pause because pause is for the pause screen. This is something different. But I should use the pause as like an example of what I need to do though, because I don't remember all the different steps. But it's going to be very similar. So I don't know if I want to do this. Like, do I take a screenshot of the screen? I kind of have to do this if I'm going to turn everything off. I was thinking I do that, but I turn the player back on so that they actually keep animating. Or maybe I just pause the whole screen and save it. Okay, yeah, let's copy the whole thing in. Game Maker Master. I wouldn't say that, but I'm at least an intermediate, which I'm proud of. It's taken a lot of work to get to an intermediate. Oh, that's right, because I had to do it this way to turn off the mouse capture. Do I need to do that here? Technically, the mouse won't be shown, so I don't need to do this whole capture thing. Okay, global pause does not equal true. We do get a pause screen, which we'll have to do. A unique one, so I'm going to do that. I said pause screen equals this and these two, I need those. Add those in. Alright, so we're going to take a picture of the screen. It'll never be W camera, so I don't care about that. We're just going to set pause to equal that, or the X and Y. We're not actually going to turn the audio off. We are going to pause all the particles though. That's how I feel. It's like, yeah, I've been doing it for about 6 years. I'd say I'm still a beginner. Like, I just learned that you can do this whole thing where you deactivate all the objects and you can just turn this object back on for pausing. I don't know why, I've never seen a tutorial actually say you can do it this way, because this seems like the best way to do pausing. Right? You just turn everything off and you turn the thing that you're working on back on so that you can start doing stuff again for your pause. Usually they just stop at this part and they don't tell you how to like do things after you pause the game. Okay, this part is not true anymore. Alright, so I think that's everything we need to get started at least. So this will freeze the whole screen. Oh, but one thing it's going to do is this item is going to be captured in this image. So I have to do kind of like what I do with the cursor, where I turn this item off. So I do need the capture variable. I gotta do it just like I do when I pause the game. Let's do that. It's the only way I know to do this. If this... No, okay, we gotta do like this. If capture... I'm doing this all wrong. Because I could have just thrown that here. Yeah, okay. Okay, here we go. I'm in the right spot now. If capture, you do that stuff. Actually, I do have to put this below now. There we go. That'll turn it on. And then I just say here, false. I turn the controls off. I don't know if that's actually necessary because I'm disabling the controller anyway. So, yeah, now that I think about it, if I'm going to freeze the whole screen, it doesn't matter. Okay, so by doing this, I run through the script. I see if we're colliding with our object. And in this case, if we're within 10 pixels of our object, it'll turn this capture on. And it's below this because at this point, I want to say in draw, we're going to do draw self for now. I might change that later. But I'm going to say if not capture, then draw self. So if I ever turn capture on, for that one frame, it's going to turn this sprite off. So that when it runs again, it'll take a screenshot with the capture turned, yeah. It'll take a screenshot with this sprite not on the screen. Because I don't want this to be taken in that screenshot. Because this is going to move around independently. Okay, so that's how I do all that. Now, how do I do the next part? The next part is like getting it to do all the fancy animation crap. At least we've made it this far. Yeah, that's a screenshot. Basically, I'm creating a surface that is the application surface. I think this will work. Oh yeah, because it's based on the application surface. This is basically what the window view is. So... yeah, it'll take like a picture of that. And I'm turning this sprite off because I don't want this to show up in this picture it takes. And then I'm deactivating everything, and then I'm turning this back on because I want this to actually move around while everything else has been paused. So now I can do my whole whatever I'm going to do to actually pick up the item. Like, you know, effects and swirly movements or whatever. So I guess it just needs to be another one, which is like, I don't know, let's just say pickup equals true. We're going to use a new one. I feel like I'm making way too many variables at this point. And I probably don't need all these. This is set defaults by default. And then once all that's true, at this point we say if pickup. Now I know that all that other stuff has played through, and we can figure out what we're actually doing in this part. This is a very good way of doing it, I found. And I stumbled across this by typing in random stuff. But yeah, all you have to do is deactivate everything. You take the screenshot so that you can still see everything once you deactivate it, right? But yeah, deactivate everything and just activate the object you're using, and you can create new objects like a menu that moves on screen or whatever. It depends. If you want a pause screen that just like pauses and then you can't do anything until you unpause, then you wouldn't have to do all this, but I usually want to do something after I pause the game, right? And you can't just deactivate everything and then do stuff. It doesn't work like that. No, actually, now that I think about it, if you deactivate stuff and then you create an object, I bet this would actually work now that I think about it. Because technically this object you're creating is not deactivated. So this would be another way to do it. You don't even have to activate the object you're using. And I never thought about that. As long as you create this object in the same code, then this object can do all your stuff during your pause, and you actually don't have to do this. So that's another way to do it. I just didn't think about that till now. Yeah, that would work too. Usually the thing that I want to reactivate is my actual like video game controller though, which is tracking all the different keys. So this is something I don't want to create a new controller, right? For my menus. So I need this thing to actually turn back on. So it's still, I'm still doing it this correct way, I think. But there's definitely another way you could do it in addition. Alright, so for the pickup, I'm just going to say... Okay, well first I'm going to say Rx equals the O... No, yeah, Rx equals O player X. Dot. Also, I got to remember, we got to turn this get off or it's going to keep trying to move. And that's going to be bad. We're going to say... Oh, okay. I just say if get and not pick up. Then it'll move. And then I gotta remember to say in this that speed equals 0 or it's gonna keep flying around the screen. That would be bad. Okay. So that'll turn the speed off. It'll set our X to be what the player's X is supposed to be so that we're ready to move on to the next part. And this has been set to false, so it's not going to happen anymore. Alright, now I need to say X, not X, Y minus minus, so it floats up. That'd probably be too slow, and I want to go a little faster, like minus equals 2. Let's do that. How am I going to track? Okay. What I'm thinking is, when you grab it, it pauses the screen. It's going to set the thing to be where the character is, and it's going to float up for a bit, probably display some text, like you acquired the item. And then once it floats up like a certain amount, then it's going to swirl, you know, and then it's going to fly, like it'll swirl for a little bit, and then it's going to fly into the item box, and then the game's going to unpause. So that, I think that's a good way to show, hey, you picked something up, good job, you know, or something. That's a lot to do though. So actually, now that I think about it, what I could have done, instead of doing all these different variables like I've been doing, I could have just tracked one variable in like a state machine, because we are going through a lot of states right now, and that's what I should have started with. So I should probably just go ahead and gut all this, make a state machine, because yes, we're going through lots of states. So let's just do it that way. And of course, I never remember how to make a state machine unless I copy and paste it. I'm gonna do that. Copy. Okay. So our different states then are going to be, yeah, I guess this would be standby still. So the first thing is it's just sitting around waiting for us to get within this. So We can keep this part as part of the standby. Of course, none of this is going to be indented, right? Instead of setting get equals true, we just say state. And in fact, I usually use these like strings, but this time around I'm just going to use numbers because it'll be a lot easier to just say once that happens, state plus plus, and it moves on to the next state. So you're now state 1, 2. Okay, we're going to do it this way because this is a lot nicer and it'll run better and be better optimized. Okay, so we're in the next state. We're going to move towards the player at this point. I might need a variable for this. We'll see. And then we're looking for, once we get within this area, that's when we move on to the next state. So really I don't have to do anything. I really wish I had a hotkey for tab in. Probably set that up. Alright, so instead of that, we just do state plus plus again. Oh, and then if we're going to do this, we might as well set speed equals 0 at this point. Because we don't want the speed to keep going. Oh, and we can go ahead and do this as well. This is a good time to do this. Now, do I want to do all this capture stuff as well here? I could. Now that I think about it. Oh no, the reason not to is because, yeah, all this capture stuff needs to be done in a separate line. So I can do some of this stuff, but I can't do it all. But I think I do need the capture still. If I'm going to tell the draw event when not to draw, I kind of need it here. Is that true? I could technically run through all this stuff in one frame and then just move on to the next one. And then I just say, instead of if capture, I just say if state equals 2, don't draw. Or if state does not equal 2, then draw self. So if it ever equals 2, we know we're not drawing it. I think that'll be better. Okay, so now we do this part in here. I can get rid of some of this. And we still need pause X and Y and the pause screen. Throw that in there. Tab that in. Okay. This is much nicer. Now we can get rid of all that crap. Way cleaner. I don't know how many I need, but I should probably go ahead and make a couple. My computer's lagging a bit. Alright, there's a couple states to work with. Okay, so this sets up all the pausing stuff. And then at the end of this, I need to say state plus plus again, but moves on to the next one. Okay, and then this will be the part where it is moving up. So this is a good place to use a local variable. So I can say var, because I can't use y start. Y start would be a different thing. Though I guess I could actually change what y start is. And then I wouldn't have to make a local variable. I wonder if that's even worth it. Because technically I could just go in here and say y start equals y, and that would work as well. So it resets what the y start is. I guess I'll just do that. Because now I can just say y minus minus if y is less than, wait, okay, less than here. If it's less than y start, in fact, I could even set this up right now, which would be y minus 100, so it has to go up 100 pixels. And now we have what this is. So yeah, if y is less than y start, then we've risen a certain amount. I guess the state goes on to the next one. Okay, so once it gets into this one, it's going to rise up. Once it reaches this point that we set up here, it's going to move into the next one. At this point, I don't know how to do a spiral. It's basically making like a sine wave that slowly increases. Do I even want to do that? It's going to be so hard to make the spiral and then make it go to where I want it to go. I know it's technically possible, but do I want to think that hard? That's the real question. I don't have it in me. I just got done with Thanksgiving. I don't have the emotional bandwidth to do this. Or the energy. I don't know, maybe I get rid of the whole spiral idea and we just fly straight to where the item box should be. I'm not too worried about the particle part. I just want to get, like, I was thinking the object is like, you pick it up, yay, and then it goes, ah, and then it goes spiral and spiral and then flies into where it's supposed to be, right? That's what I was thinking of doing. But that little action, getting it to go where it's supposed to be, is a lot of work, and I've never done it before. What is this one from? Oh, this is the Seventh Saga. It's a good song. That's a very hard game. It's a very annoying game. If you don't know, the Seventh Saga has a part in it to where you, if you're under leveled, you just cannot, you get hard locked. Which has happened to me as a kid. Is why I love-hate that game. No, there's a part in the game where you teleport to a new area and the enemy's level like drastically increases, and if you're not at a high enough level to fight them, you can't go back, you can't grind, you're fucked. I think it's a boss actually. I don't know, it's been a while since I played it. But you can definitely get hard locked to where you can't grind anymore, you can't heal, and you just, if you can't beat it, you're screwed. I don't remember. It's the only thing I would say you should look at a walkthrough for that one part alone, or get that question answered so that you don't screw yourself. The rest of the game doesn't have that problem. It's just, I think it's one boss that like locks you in a room or something. I don't remember. I feel like you teleport to a new area is what I remember. And then you get like stuck in a new zone with no way to grind. Yeah, I'm like that too. I try to avoid spoilers whenever possible playing a new game. But Yeah, there's your warning. Because it really sucks to get to that point and be like, well, now what do I do? Then again, if you're playing on an emulator, you just turn invincibility on. And beat that fight real quick, and then you're good. So it doesn't really matter. That's why I love emulators. Save states just save so much time. And you can just make save states. So you technically won't get locked out. So, I'm probably not as big of a deal if you're on emulator. What character are you playing as? I always like the robot. I don't know why. He's just like big and he's so strong. But I hear the demon's supposed to be like a really good one after you like level him up. His magic gets ridiculous. Oh, you're playing the dwarf. The elf girl is like one of the best companions, I think, if I remember correctly. So you can't go wrong with that. I don't think I'm going to do a spiral. I'm just going to fly to the UI. Okay. So this should be pretty easy if I'm just going to do that. I just say move towards point. Problem is I don't know where the XY is, but we want to fly at a relatively fast speed. One thing I can do to be fancier though is just move at like a speed, and we can ramp this up. So speed plus equals 0.1. So at least it has some like ramping up speed and it doesn't just like immediately fly into it. So that's one thing. Oh yeah, I can get rid of all this extra stuff now. I didn't even use capture, did I? I just used those three. Oh man. Ooh, I got so much money. Alright, let's do another base. Oh, I spelled farm wrong. No! Put it in there. Dumping all the gold. I don't remember if I put a limit on how many farms you can have. I don't think I did. I might have set like a soft limit of like 3 or 4. I remember it used to be like you could get to a point where you were placing like too many items on the map and it was getting pretty busy. So I was trying to like reduce it a bit. Actually I don't have it, but I'll go ahead and make it real quick. You can make like a little AI, and the AIs will automatically play, and they can be killed or defeated. You got a lot of armor now. Not bad. At least you're not going to die to like normal fights. I think once you get past like 10, you can survive most things. Like each monster gets stronger and stronger though. You worked for it. Darn, you playing that game makes me want to fix it now and add all the new stuff to it. I've just been putting it off. I want to add the dancing emote. I drew this neat little dancing emote where the characters like wave around and stuff. I want to add that in. I didn't do anything for subscribers. I don't know how I would do that. Like, I can check for bits because bits are actually a chat command. like bit 100 or whatever. So that's how I was able to track that, but I don't know how I would track if somebody's a subscriber or not. No. Bits are just you can get bits by like watching ads, I think. I haven't done it in a while. But yeah, anybody can donate bits. Well, except for you can't donate bits to your own channel. But if you donate any sort of bit amount that's like a standard amount, it'll cause the game will be able to register. If you do like a custom amount of bits, I can't track that. That's like an infinite number of numbers, right? It'll give you like the most basic one if you do that. But if you do like a standard bit amount, like 1, 100, I don't remember the standard amounts. Yeah, they're basically, bits are like pennies, I think. So if you get 100 bits, that's basically $1. I don't remember how you can, like Twitch used to have a thing where you can watch ads to get bits. I don't know if they still do that anymore. You can Google it and ask if that's still a thing. But they might have got rid of that. I think they used to do something where, like, if you were a Prime sub, you would automatically get a certain amount of bits every month as well. And I think they got rid of that too. Oh, ads. I hate ads. Alright, I gotta figure out where I'm moving towards. I don't think anything I've done, it doesn't matter as long as I don't have this item in the game, so I need to just go ahead and figure out where this point is that I'm flying towards. And in fact, what I should do, because the next thing I have to do after I do this, is I've actually got to put the items on the UI. Oh, what I was saying was, yeah, there used to be a thing that you could watch ads to get like a certain amount of bits. I don't know if it's still in Twitch. They used to do something where if you were if you had like a Prime sub, you'd automatically get bits every month as well, but I think they got rid of that. So I don't know if they've got other ways to get bits now, besides just buying them. Well, it's not like watching the ads that come up on stream. You have to like actually go. Heck, I'm gonna Google it because I'm curious now. Can you still get from ads? Yeah. Oh yeah, okay. Well, I don't know if this is still true, but it says if you click on the bits button, from the list of options, you will click watch ad under the get bits by watching short ads header. Once you have watched the ad on Twitch and click the I'm done button, you will get a small amount of bits. It only gives you like 2 or 10, which is like 2 cent to 10 cent. But I guess at least they give you a little bit. I don't know if that still exists. I can't look at it while I'm in my stream. I'll check that out next time I'm in somebody else's stream. Oh yeah, still waiting on the game to load. Doesn't seem so. It might be region locked as well. How old is this article? Does it even have a date on it? It doesn't have a date. We need something that's like 2022. 2022 guide. Okay. Twitch viewers can earn free Twitch bits in the following ways. Watch ads on Twitch desktop. Watch ads on Twitch mobile. Filling out surveys with Twitch RPG. Farm bits watching ads. Oh, apparently it's still true. It's okay, it says if you live in the right regions of the world. So you might not be able to do it in your location, or if you have like a VPN. It might be a region lock thing. Ah, it finally opened. Good. Of course I haven't turned on the thing to track the cursor though, so I gotta do that real quick. And this is showing the wrong thing. Just let it slide. Yeah. Yeah, bits are a weird thing. It's kind of fun to throw down bits, but I don't know, it got kind of weird because in a way, like, I was sharing bits with my friends, but they were sharing bits with me, and really only Twitch was profiting. So we were like, it's kind of dumb. But I guess it's kind of fun. I think it's better for like bigger streamers. Oh, I got the wrong thing. It's supposed to be mouse X. Have I talked about how much money I've made off Twitch in the like 6 years I've been doing it? I've done the math. I've made 5 cents an hour over the course of 6 years. So not very lucrative. At least not for me. Okay, I've got an X and Y coordinate now. So I'll need to write this down. I don't know where this one, I guess it'll be the top left. And in fact, I should probably draw the border as well, because then I would know exactly where it needs to go. So I need to know where the center of it is, and I need to know where the top left of it is. So in fact, yeah, I'm gonna draw the border too. And take one of these draw sprite ones. This will tell me where it's supposed to be. Make sure I'm drawing that 1-1. Okay, I'm gonna do this without showing it, just because I need to like write down what the numbers are in a notepad, so I don't want a full screen. But what I could do is just swap scenes. Make sure you can see that much. It's gonna be kind of laggy. Right, so what I'm doing is gonna, actually I kind of need the full screen so I can see it, because I can't even see it from here. Too small. So I'm going to do that. Never mind. Oh crap. I pressed the wrong button. Copy. Okay, so this will tell me where the item is actually supposed to go if I line it up correctly. I really wish I had a piece of paper on me. A piece of paper and a pen. Alright, that's it. I just... 355, 898. Oh no, it's not going to be it because I got to be in the top left of the screen too. Okay, 205, 458. Is that right? 205, 458. That looks about right. Alright, let me alt tab, which is going to be bad for the stream. 205, 458. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. It's hard to line it up. Yeah, I got 204 this time. Should be... No, it's 205. Yeah, if I do it this way, I can just get the individual number. Yeah, okay. 205, 458. Alright, I'd say middle center would be 270 and 510. 270, 510. Okay, so that's for this world map. Now I need to do the stages. It'll be a little bit harder. Hopefully my character doesn't die while I'm doing this. Alright, so the X coordinate is... Oh, my character died. Ah, 22. It was 22. Okay, 22 by... Still off by a pixel. I can't even line this up. I think that's as close as it's getting. 22 by 84. I don't know if that 84 is correct. We'll see later. Okay, now I need the center. This is where it's actually flying to. Let's say 87, 138. 87, 138. Okay, 87, 138. Okay, that's all the points I need. Should be. Now I can hide this stuff again. So the problem is, all this is going to be based off of what this pause thing is. So I got to do it that way. Okay, so this will be pause X, which is the top left of the camera, or the screenshot that I've taken. Okay, so we're flying towards the middle, which is pause X plus 87. If I did it right. And then pause Y plus 138. It moves at this speed, and then give distance to point. No, I could do that. No, distance to point will check collision boxes. I want to do if point distance. Point distance does not care about collision boxes. Okay, so I want to see if our X and Y is, yeah, how far it is from where we're trying to get to. So I gotta type all that crap again. 7, pause, Y plus. Alright, and if the distance to that point is less than speed times 2. then we have arrived at our destination. What do I do now? Okay, I say speed equals 0. Actually, I don't even have to do that. I just have to delete this item and then activate my global, and it'll be done, and then restart the screen and everything. So there's a few things I have to do, I guess. I guess it doesn't really matter, but I'll go ahead and just leave it in here. Yeah, I just need to turn the pause back off, which I don't remember how to do that. I did the turning the pause off with the window, I think. Okay. Pause window. I didn't really look at all this pause window stuff, but I think it was pretty self-explanatory. It's all basically was, oh yeah, I totally forgot about this capture thing that I had to do before. That's to set the screenshot to a certain depth. Yeah, I'm not even drawing the screen, so I'm gonna have to do that. Like, I created the screen, but I'm not drawing it yet. So I'll have to do that. But I think I can draw it right here just fine. No, not here. Draw it here. As long as it's being drawn before it's drawing itself, everything should work just okay. So, oh, I don't even remember how to do this. I just opened it. I'm gonna look at it. This part. Did I ever? Yeah, okay, I destroyed this if the window's ever gone. That's good. It's weird that I did this if global pause thing here, though. I don't think that's necessary. Kind of redundant, but I'll leave it in there because, oh well. Alright, so, oh yeah, but I only want this to draw if, I don't know, if state equals something. When do we actually draw the background? This is when we create the background. We draw it if we're in case 3 or case 4, so if it's greater than 2. Okay, so that's that. Now I need to do if we turn off the pause, and that's this part. I might as well just copy paste this, though I'm not going to use all that. Is that the right spot? That's good. So we don't care about this global pause. We do need to destroy the pause screen, so not on the controller. Did I leave that in on the other one? I need to check that real quick. No, it's pause screen here. I never paused the audio, so that doesn't matter. We do have to turn the particles back on. We need to activate all the instant stuff. We are going to destroy self at some point, but we're going to do some stuff before that. We need to set up our global to say that we have acquired the item. So, I don't remember what that is. I think it's part of progression. Progression. I have like globals for picking up items. Item found. Exactly. So, this one would be the large meteorite. Equals true. And then I can use this to track what's actually being drawn on the UI. This will destroy itself. Oh, and then one thing I need to keep in mind, if global progression item found large meteorite, then instance destroy self. because I don't want this to show up if we've already found it. I'll have to do that for all the items. Okay, I think that's all I need. And this will do all the stuff that we need this item to do. Except for the particle part, but I'll do that later. I just want to get this part to work first. Okay, so I'm going to have to figure out how to make that show up on the UI. But before I do that, I'm going to save, and I'm going to take a short break. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Okay, what do I do here? is a good question, yeah? This is step event stuff. Draw. Okay. Drawing. Wherever I drew the UI. Oh, this is controller. I'm not even in the right spot. I want to be on the camera. Okay, wherever I drew this empty, that's where I want to be. How do I do this? Because I have like a series of different globals to check here. Which, I don't know. I could check them all individually. That would be one thing. I guess that's what I'm going to end up doing. I mean, there's not that many. I mean, there are quite a few, actually. I don't have anything for, like, a general one, though. It seems kind of dumb to check every single one of them. But I can't think of a better way to do it. Right, these are all the ones we got to do. Or to check for. Is that all of them? I think that's all of them. Alien, angular, compass. There's one missing, which is the map fragments. Though I do have the global for it, so. Yeah, I just gotta check for every single one of them, I think. And then if all of them happen to be false. Actually, that's no good. Because, oh god, I didn't really plan this out very well. I gotta figure out if I have an item, I draw it, right? But if I have reached the cutscene after the item, then we're not drawing it anymore because technically we've used the item. Or, I don't know. I haven't thought about this. Once again, I get to a problem that I had no planning for, like, whatsoever. Or very little planning, at least. Yeah, it's not as easy as like this. Okay, let's just do one. We'll start with that. Let's do the one we're working on. That's a good way to do it. So if this item, but we also have to say, okay, I didn't do the if part. Let me do that. Okay, so if this global has been turned on, and global progression, oh, see, I'm gonna have to figure all this out. We're gonna see whatever, actually it's a research thing. Well, for some of them. For other ones, it's a cutscene. That makes it even more confusing. If we've done the cutscene for, I don't even know what the one after the large meteorite actually is. And I don't know if I actually want to do this. Like in my head, I thought you just like return with the item to port. And then you get credit for delivering it, right? So maybe I need like a whole new list of globals to track what items you have and what you've delivered. And we don't actually tie it into the cutscene stuff. So, I don't know, like, the problem is this design has changed from what my original intent was. I was thinking like you'd go out and you'd kill normal enemies to find items. And once you found one, you'd collect it, but you'd have to like complete the stage where you would drop it. And if you couldn't make it back to dock, you know, alive, you'd end up dropping it and have to find another one. But I've decided I didn't want to do that because it's kind of annoying and doesn't serve a lot of purpose. And I just make it to where if you pick it up, you just get credit for it, but you still have to deliver it to the dock, or all the stuff that I've done in the UI for carrying it is pointless. But when you get it to the dock, you can't actually use the item you found until you have the correct amount of meteorite fragments to activate it. So that's my gatekeeping thing, to where you have to actually collect a certain amount of loot to unlock that upgrade. But I think I wanted to make it to where once you get to port, you actually do show up with the item. So maybe I need to play like a little thing when you get to port, which I don't even have a port UI yet. So I'm planning for stuff that is in the future. I was thinking, like, if you find an item, you'll see it grayed out in the requirements of what you need. And if you bring it back, then it will be lit up, showing that you've actually accomplished that part, and you just need the loot to unlock it. It'll also show like how much loot is required. Okay, I kind of remember this. That's right. I did plan for a lot of this stuff while I was drawing it, and I've just kind of forgotten it. That's right. I made like the icons that show up on the research are supposed to be grayed out once you discover them, or you discover a part of them, but they don't like light up until you've actually paid for it and watched the cutscene, and then it's completed. So it's kind of like, that's how I was gonna do it. So yeah, I probably need to play some little cutscene, like once you get into the dock with the item, it'll just reveal that part of the, like the dock's icon that can now be selected. Doing the dock is gonna be another pain in the butt. I'm so sick of doing UI and menus. I don't want any more. And the dock is another like huge one, which has got like so many different variables depending on what you have and what's unlocked, which would be another thing. Don't look forward to that. I honestly have no idea how I want to do all this. Kind of hard that I'm doing it now before I actually have all the components right. So what I'm doing here is definitely wrong, though. At least I know that much. Yeah, I'm gonna need something for... I have like an item found, but I need one for like item delivered. I need something, a separate one for when you return with the item. But I do think I need more globals. Because this item found is like... I don't know, it doesn't apply for both of them. Okay, so what do I need? I need to say, like, if you found the item... Actually, instead of using a true-false, I should just set this to a number. So, if this, like, equals 1, right? If I set it like 0 by default, that means I'm going to have to change all my different save scripts, saving and loading scripts. But I think this will be the best way to do this, to where if it equals 1, then it's on the UI. If it equals 0, we haven't found it. If it equals 1, it's on the UI. If it equals 2, it's in the dock. And if it equals 3, then we've actually used it. I think that's a much better way of doing it. And actually, maybe I'd do like 1 through 4. Because, I don't know, zeros kind of suck. I can do 0 through 3 maybe. I think that's what I gotta do, because that makes a lot more sense to me. And that way I can track every item and all the different processes. So I need to consider, do I still want to make it to where you can drop items? I think so. I'll just have to come up with a new way to actually find the item. So basically, you have to get the item to equal... Well, it'll show up if it equals 0. If it equals anything but 0, it won't show up until you get it further in. Okay, I think that's the way to do it. That means I need to make a note of this somewhere where it's easy to find. I guess in my notepad would be a good idea. Alright, let's write all this stuff down. Okay, so 0 is not found. 1 is carrying. 2 is in dock. So once you get it to the dock, you don't have to like worry about dropping it anymore. And then 3 is cached, or yeah, we'll call it cached in, or activated or something. Let's say used. Alright, it means I gotta change all my global variables here to the new system. Which, honestly, the best way to do that is Control-Shift-F. Global, progression, item found. Yeah, that'll work. This will show me all the different things where I've used all this stuff. Which, honestly, it's just saving loading this item itself. Okay, let me do this. I'll set that to 1. And it will say if this does not equal 0, it destroys itself. Alright, so that's that one done. Okay, the next one's in load games. So we're gonna go through and change all these scripts. Yeah, so all the... I mean, setting it defaults is technically 0, so I don't have to change this. I think it would look nicer if I change these falses to zeros. So that I know how it works. It won't take that long. I'm gonna do it because I'm picky like that. Oh, these are sites. I don't know if I might end up changing the sites as well later. That's gonna be the next thing we do, I think. Okay, there we go. That's all the item stuff. Yeah. That was save slot 1. Next one. Let's go. From here. And then go down. Well, I had a good Thanksgiving. I wanted to do a dessert and make a pasta. But we had so many people that wanted to participate in Thanksgiving, I got stuck with beans. So I made green beans and baked beans. Which I've never done like a nice green bean or baked bean. But I mean, it's not that hard to do. You just cut up some bacon strips, throw in some onions, some shallot, throw in some garlic. I think that was really it. Cook all that stuff up and then mix it in with the beans. And you can do that for the baked beans and the green beans. I sometimes do like string beans and like cut them up myself. But honestly, I don't find they're like that much better than just canned beans. Canned beans are pretty great. You don't really have to do much. Feels very simple. I've got like a ton of turkey in the fridge, which is one of my favorite parts of Thanksgiving. Turkey sandwiches. I've already eaten all the leftovers. Though I do have some pumpkin pie as well. That's always a nice treat. Alright, so for saving, I don't actually have to change anything here, because it's just saving what it actually is. So these don't matter. But there's another one. So it's load game, save game, initialize. Is there anything else? Nope, just initialize. I changed some stuff in my initialize. I made it to where the initialize actually creates the controller because I needed to go from the game back to the title screen, so I have to run through this initialize again. Also, when you go to the title screen, I want to set everything back to the defaults. So if you start a new game, it actually starts on the defaults. So it just made sense to run through the initialize again if you go back to the title. So I just made those changes. Very simple. Alright, so we need to change all these to equal 0. I think this would be a good place to put an in-game note of what these are so that I remember it in the future. So I'm going to go here and just do a comment. 0, 2, 3, and then say not found, or holding, yeah, I guess holding it, dock, and then used. There we go. So I know it's 0 to 3, and these are the 3 that it could be. Just do lowercase on all that stuff. Okay, now we have a system for this. We can go back to what we were doing. Guess I should go ahead and close this as well. What time is it? It's 4. I need to stop soon. I was hoping to get this finished though. But okay, the camera's where we want to be. Okay, so now we've got a system here, and we know that if it ever equals 1, that's the only one we care about for putting it on the UI. So how do I do that? I don't know. The confusing part here is I need to check if they're all off at some point to do the empty part. Which means I'm trying to think like what's the best way to do that? But I don't think there is an easy way to do that other than to check for every single one of them. I mean, I could do something like, it seems redundant to check to see if they're all, if any of them are on, and then check to see which one of them is on. So I think I'm just going to do it like this, and then draw sprite extended. Okay, draw. Oh yeah, I've written this down. Which is at Also, where is this going to be at? If it's based off the camera, it needs to be, okay, it's going to be, well, I guess it's just X. Oh, but it's X minus whatever it needs to get where it needs to go. Okay, so if it's minus 960 to get to the top left, but I got to subtract 22 from that, so minus 9, okay, 60, 40, 30, 38. So if it's minus 938, that should be the X coordinate. Y minus, okay. I'm getting the calculator out. I don't want to do math. Too late. 540. Okay, 456, 456. Oh, I've done these in the wrong place. Good start. We want to draw sprite item. Yeah. So this is for large meteorite, and then sub image will always be 0 for these. Image X scale will be 1, 1, 0, C white, 1. Oh wait, it won't be 1 because this needs to be whatever our alpha is. Yeah, alpha. So that it actually fades out with the rest of the menu. Okay, so that right there is what I'm going to do for every single item. Might as well go ahead and just get all that in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy it, but I'm going to get rid of the parts that will change. So this is S item. These numbers will change. Everything else will remain the same. I don't know how many items I actually have. Guess I can look real quick. So we have 1, but minus 1 because we've already got 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 12. Okay, I don't know if I copied this. I think I did. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think that's all the ones I need. And now I can't just copy paste these, can I? I can. Let's do that. Copy that one, paste it there. And I guess this will be a lot faster. The map's going to be different from all the other ones because there's like multiple maps you can collect. So I'll figure that out when I get to it. For now, we'll just do the basics. But yeah, I haven't even drawn it yet, so I'll have to do that later when I draw all this stuff. I'm going to just do it like the other ones for now. Alright, all these should be the same names as what's over on the right. Oops. Just type that whole one out. Ooh, it's not alien. I think it was tentacle. Yeah. It's not map. Oh, I don't have this one. I'm gonna say, I know it's not, I'm not gonna use this sprite, but I'm gonna use the bottle map for now. I'll change it later. I just don't have the correct sprite yet. I'm pretty sure this one's still compass. Large meteorite. Okay, that should be everything we need there. Why am I getting errors? I probably should have checked that before I just copied and pasted everything. Did I miss something in here? Sprite. Subimage. X. Oh, because I didn't fill out all these coordinates. Oh, the coordinates are always the same, aren't they? I should have copy pasted that. I thought they would be different. I don't know why I thought that, because that is dumb. I gotta paste all these back in because it's always gonna be at the same coordinate. Yeah, that was a mistake. Okay, that should fix all the errors. Good. Alright, and then the annoying part is this one. I don't know a better way to do this other than... It'd be nice if... I don't know. Because I can't just do like else. We're checking for every one of them individually. I just gotta check for them all. Which is annoying. Also, what happened there? I spelled global wrong. Alright, I gotta do it like that, or the next one. Kinda seems dumb. I guess copy and pasting would be best. I guess I would say if it does not equal 1, I can do that later. Let's do it like this. There's probably a better way to do this. I just don't know. Sometimes you just gotta check for a lot of different globals. Honestly, I should just copy from here, huh? Okay, I've done to the salmon. Because at least these ones are kind of put in the right spot. There we go. Alright, so all I gotta do is change this to a 1 and then or. That's a lot easier. And in fact, I can do this and paste. And I guess it would be if it... Let me think about it. If it equals 1... I want to say if it does not equal 1, right? Oh no, this is confusing. If it's empty, then none of them equal 1. So yeah, I can see either does not equal 1 or it equals... I think not equal would just be the easiest way. Okay, I'm all screwed up here. Alright, now I can just delete space. Do I want to put these all on a big string? I guess so. It's going to be really long if I do it that way, though. Maybe it'd be better to keep them spread out like this. I don't know. This seems really ridiculous. But I need to know if there's no item there that it swaps to equal empty. I'm gonna say it would have been better if I just left that thing blank. Or I had something, I don't know. If I had a different global tracking this stuff, it probably would have been better. I set it up like this because I need to save all these options. And I need to know what they all individually are for saving. Now we just got this one string that goes on forever. Alright, if all that stuff's true, then you can draw the empty part. So yeah, if nothing equals 1, then draw empty. Otherwise, we're checking for any of these equaling 1. Technically, nothing should be able to equal... Oh, that's a good question. Can anything equal 1 together? I don't think so. I think if anything ever equals 1, it shouldn't actually create the items. So I didn't really do that, but I need to do that in the items itself. Does that mean I have to check every single thing again? Because if it's technically possible, you could come into this stage carrying another item because you haven't taken it back to the dock yet. And if that's true, I don't want you to be able to get new items until you deliver the old ones. Because then it gets way too confusing, right? So I do have to check to see if you have any of the other items, which is annoying. But I think I can use the same thing that I just did for that, wherever that is, it's further down. This part. Okay. Copy that. Okay, if all that stuff does not equal 1, and then I just say and, this one does not equal 0, I just tag that on the end. So really I'm just looking for whichever one we're actually picking up, I change to equal 0. And I think that would do it. And that's actually the last one here. So I can get rid of that. Okay. But this one needs to be all ands instead of ors. Also, I see not one here. I don't know when that happened, but I'm gonna have to fix that. At least I noticed it. Weird that that didn't give an error. I didn't make that mistake anywhere else. Once I do this once, though, I can just copy it into every item I make from here on out. It's all going to use the same code, basically. I'll just change the parts that are necessary. Maybe this would look nicer if I just put it all on a big line. I don't do the lines that often, but I really should. Alright, I could just say like this, that way I can actually see everything. I don't know why I don't like putting things in lines, but it really does make things easier to read instead of trying to like drag all the way to the right. Because technically this works the exact same way if I do this. And I can see little errors I make that are like that last one. I can even like put tabs in here. Nope, that was in the wrong spot. Okay. All that's correct. And now I can actually see it. I'm pretty sure this all works the same way if I just space it out like this. I'm going to do that over here. Plus one of these is wrong. So I have to find that. 430. Okay, I'm almost done here. Once I get this and I can test it, I really can't do anything else until I create the dot. Well, okay, I'll have to draw my sprites. I'll have to add all the new ones in there, but they're all going to use like copy and pasted code, right? So, nothing to that. And I'm pretty sure after this I move on to... I'm going to do the game over screen. And then I'm going to do the dock UI. Maybe I should just go ahead and do the dock UI next. The game over screen was supposed to be for dropping items, so I guess that's why I put it there. Also, this is the one that's messed up. There we go. I think it's better if I space it like that. Alright, so this should work. The only thing is I have to do this code on the other one as well. So let's do that. Though it's going to use new numbers. Oh man, this one's way longer too. Because it has the depth finder. Don't look at it. The depth finder had a lot of variables. I was basically just tracking every single line, y coordinate. That's how I did this depth finder. Because the x's really don't change. Yeah, this is how I did the depth finder. I don't know. It's a mess. All the UI stuff for the world map is a mess, basically. It's pretty bad. I don't know. I couldn't think of a better way to do it. Honestly, it would have been some sort of an array. And I just... Every time I try and learn arrays, I do learn it for a moment, and then I immediately forget how it works. So it never sticks. So I end up doing crap like this instead of relearning how the arrays work. Where in here do I have... the empty part? It's this one. Oh, it's in a horrible spot. Okay, you know what? We're going to do like a little comment here for depth finder. So I know that that's part of this. We can get rid of this one. Alright. And then this stuff will all be for items. Let's space everything out and make it a little easier because I'm dropping a big thing in. Okay, so I just need to change things to reflect. Like this needs to be that. Also, I just noticed the empty didn't use the alpha from before. Did I just not notice that till now? Oh, I think because the normal camera actually doesn't fade out, right? Oh God, I didn't even think about that. How does this camera work? This camera doesn't actually fade out. It's just the oxygen that does alpha stuff. That's right. Okay, so when I put alpha on the end of all these, that was wrong. Okay, I'll get it all working ready soon. One. Oh God. Twitchy. Yeah, because this doesn't fade out. That should have been my first clue. Okay, but this does fade out, or this one right here. So technically it's right. I just don't know if it uses the right alpha. It does. It's this one. Okay, so we're good here. I don't have to change this one. But this needs to be the same as that. There we go. Now I need to change all these X and Y coordinates to be the new stuff, which is 205 and 458. Oh God, I'm not gonna do the math again. Anything but that. It'll be fine. It's 960, 755. I don't even know if any of these numbers are right. I'm going awfully far ahead without testing. I just trust myself that much. Apparently. Uh, 458. I don't even know if these numbers are right also. Did I just say that? I think I might have said that. It's 82 is what I just got. Alright, let's copy this. Paste it in. That was not the right spot. Alright, we should at least be able to test this. Though I haven't actually put the item in the game, so I'll have to do that much. So that I can test it. Alright, everything else should work. I hope. Alright, so to test this, all I need to do is drop this item in the map that it's found in, and then we can go get it. Should be able to. I have a feeling this is not going to work. I did unpause the game. Yeah. So it should work. It'll destroy itself. It'll set this to 1. And that'll update everything else. Yeah, I think it'll be good. We'll see. Okay, what do I need to do? I need to open up the room. Here. We're going to go to the oil spill stage of the oil rig. At the very bottom of this, I want to drop... Honestly, I probably want to use like a spawner, but I'm just for testing, I'm going to just drop it in here because it'll be fine for testing at least. Okay, let's test it. We got to reload it all. If this works without any errors, then I'll end here. Oh wow, okay, we didn't even have to load it. Good. We can test it right now. Okay, so it should still say empty there. That's good, that works. It should still fade out if I leave it for a second. That works, okay. Now if I go to the oil spill, which I haven't been there in a long time. and we go to the bottom, we should be able to pick up this item, and it should update on the UI and do the whole animation and everything. It crashed. Son of a bitch. Let me swap this back. It did not swap back. Swap back. Why is it not swapping back? I don't know. Okay, why did it crash? Let me go find out. So, step event, meteorite, state not set before reading it. Really? Did I not do that? That's an easy one. Yeah, I never set the state. State equals 0. That was all I missed. Right, yeah, okay. Try it again. I've been doing these YouTube videos a lot less, but I don't know. I've just been in that kind of mode to do game dev off stream. Sometimes I just get like that. I like watching podcasts and stuff. And I work a lot faster, let's be honest, when I'm not streaming or doing YouTube. Alright, we're back in this level. Oh yeah, okay. Man, this looks so much different. Oh yeah, this has got a different height for the surface. I forgot about that. I think it looks fine still. It really, these light rays should not appear in this map, so I need to get rid of that. Okay, I'll do that later. Let's go down. There it is. Oh, we acquired it and picked it up and crash. Ah, son of a... Why did we crash this time? Okay, everything worked up to that point then. Okay, so it's another one with the meteorite. Obviously, the second we picked it up, it crashed. Okay, I've screwed something up here. I left the controller object in here. Yeah, this is supposed to be based on... Yeah, I gotta get rid of that. Because we set up our own variables for this stuff. Alright, so that's why it crashed this time. One more time. This will be the one that actually works. I promise. I actually can't back that up at all. Also, it looked really funny, that gigantic object flying towards our character, but I might rework that or something. Have another look at it. Alright, so there it is. I get close to it, it'll start moving towards us. You can actually run from it, which is funny. Maybe I should have it like tilt or something when it comes in. That looked good! It just wasn't fast enough and it still says empty. Why does it still say empty? Everything worked except for the speed was slow and it still says empty. Let's fix those two things. So the speed issue is not that big of an issue. I just need to have the speed go faster. So let's go up to like, is 0.5 too fast though? We'll do 0.5. Okay, why does it still say empty? It says empty on both of them, so I did something wrong. Maybe this whole spreading it out actually didn't work. Okay. If global progression item does not equal 1, Or this one does not equal 1. Oh, maybe it needs to be AND on all these. Yeah, I don't think this was supposed to be OR. Okay, that's what I did wrong. Can I copy this? No, I could do it this way. Okay, yeah, I'm pretty sure all these are supposed to be ANDs. Alright, that should be fixed. Woo! The dog just decimated me. She ate all that ham, turkey for Thanksgiving, leftovers. Been real stinky. Golly, dog. How can such a little dog make such a noise, such a smell? My eyes are watering. Holy shit. Okay, let me try this again. You stink. Oh, but you're so cute. I'll let it go. Oh. Ooh. Alright, let's try it again. I think it'll be good this time. I got to check the new speed as well. Now, let's use mouse controls. That's right. I've got mouse controls now. There it is. Oh, that was beautiful. You know, I had some some particle effects or something. It might be good. And then we got to do something for like actually dropping the items. But technically you're not supposed to be in this stage as a snorkeler. So you won't even have like this whole air thing at this point in the game. I gotta remember to get rid of these lines here. Actually, I should check other stages. Alright, and it still works here, so that's fine. Okay, all this works the way I want it to. So I'll make it to where if you die, I'll have in the game over screen, you'll drop the item, you'll have to go get it again. And if you manage to get back to the dock and open the dock UI, it will set it to the next number, which means that you've technically delivered it back home, and then you just have to unlock it with meteorite fragments. I want to check these other stages because I haven't really looked at them since all the new stuff. Yeah, okay, this looks good here. The different light rays. This is where the compass is going to go right here in this corner. So that's going to be basically the same thing. Only I got to do something with the compass to where you can't pick it up unless you get real close to it. We just crashed. Why is that? It's for O Lightrender Shipwreck. Must have been something I forgot to add to this. This is Drawl Event, line 34. For Sparks. Ah, I see. I'm checking to see what the Lightrender's alpha is when I'm changing these different levels. I forgot to change these things. I guess it's good that I tested this. So yeah, in this code, I copy pasted it. Oh no, okay, I did it right here. I didn't change this one. Okay, that's what it is. Why didn't I do that? Maybe I copy pasted it when I changed the sparks, and I forgot to change this back to shipwreck. Maybe that's what happened. I'll have to check the other stages as well. Yeah, I think I changed the spark when I made it fade out, and I forgot to change this. Is there any other ones? No. Okay, let's look at the other light render while we're looking at that. Maybe that's happening in the oil as well. Oh, the oil has like its own thing anyway, so technically there is none of that. Meteor is the same way. It's just always on. Yeah. There's this one as well. These are all correct. Okay. I think that solves that problem. Okay, so one thing I wanted to change. I'm going to do this before I quit. I don't want the light rays to appear in the oil spill, which I don't even remember where that is. I think it's like stage spawner, oil rig, step. Not here. It must be part of... I don't even know. Is it part of the light render? Here we go. Light render oil. I mean, this is all light source stuff. I don't remember where I even did that at. If it's not this one... Oh, maybe it's part of the camera. Yeah, light rays. Okay. This is where I did it. So I made it if the night box is less than 0.1 is when you get light rays. But I guess there's something wrong with I thought the oil spill would have, maybe it's just on by default and that's why we're having this error. This one. This one doesn't actually check for the night box. That's what it is, because it's always technically night if you go to the oil spill. Okay, so to fix that, I really just say if we're at the oil spill, don't create light rays. Which, where is that even at? Is it here? It's the camera, not W camera, this camera. Okay, here we go. If night box and room does not equal oil rig. There we go. So if it ever equals oil rig, it will not do this. That'll fix that. Okay, I think that was everything working. It needs like maybe some visual improvements, which I'll go over. I need to draw some new stuff. I'll probably do some particles. I probably won't stream for a little while I do that. I think, honestly, I don't think I'm going to stream for a while. Oh, there is one thing I forgot to do. When you pick up an item, you're supposed to get like a score improvement. I'll do that in a bit. Yeah, okay, so I'm probably going to do like the game over screen, the whole dock thing. I'm going to do that off stream, and I'll just show it the next time I do one. I think, okay, when I start doing cutscenes, I'll definitely stream that though. So hopefully the next time I stream, I have all this UI crap done, and we're just doing cutscene stuff. That sounds fun. At least it's something new again. So yeah, hopefully the next stream will be cutscenes and be a little more interesting in this coding stuff. Like a week, like 2 weeks. I don't know. Like the item stuff won't take me long. Probably like another day I'll be done with items. And I can probably finish the game over stuff tomorrow as well, because that's not that difficult. But the dock UI will probably take me like a week. So I don't like saying days, because then I get feeling like bad if I don't reach that time limit. But I'm gonna say probably a week. We'll see, because that's the language I have to use to stay sane. But thanks for coming to the stream. It's awesome having some viewers. You're planning to stream soon? I see. I don't know if you streamed today. I haven't seen you stream in a while. But it is Black Friday, so I would understand not streaming today. Hosting. December 2nd. I see. That's next Friday. Okay. God, it's almost December. I really wanted to have this done by November. It's not going to happen. Every single date gets pushed out more and more. This is why you don't tell people release dates. If, like, for your own sanity, just don't do it. Say, I don't know. I wouldn't even call this scope creep. This is really just, I sorely underestimated how long it takes to implement menus and UI. But then again, I had to do all this like complex UI crap too, didn't I? I could have just like displayed some text on screen or something. I just wanted it to look more polished. It was important. Plus, I want to learn all this stuff, so like the next time I do this, it should go faster at least, right? I don't know. I'm very proud of how much work I'm putting on this though. Even though it's taking longer, I'm doing pretty good. I did take a week off like during this month to play games, but I think that was important because I got a lot of inspiration from them games too. And it's good to just take some time off. But even besides that week though, I've been working like 5 or 6 days a week still. So I'm pretty happy with it. I think as long as I can get over like, if I can get over 18 days a month worked, I think that's pretty okay. I would still like a little more. Like I think I'd be happiest with if I did 5 days a week. So yeah, I think I would rather get to like 20. But 18 is like doing 5 days a week, but 2 days you might not make it. I guess that's still acceptable. And so far I've been hitting that goal at least. So it's not too bad. I think overall I'm pretty satisfied. It's just, you know, gonna take some more time. I don't want to set dates, but I feel like, God, please at least have all this stuff done by December, right? It can't take that long to do what I have left by December. And then we can finally move on to doing audio. I don't know how long audio is going to take though. I'm not even going to try and guess that because I hardly ever do it. I feel like doing sound effects probably won't take me long. Like, depends on how stingy I get on the sound effects, but I'll probably breeze through that pretty quick. I feel like doing music's going to take a long time though, because I'm just learning everything from scratch. Only if I promise not to make more customization. Nah, I didn't do much of that. It's just like a couple UI or a couple options menu stuff. I did add a lot of the options menu stuff. Everything I can think of at least. Okay, I'm ending the stream here though. I don't think there's currently anybody streaming that I want to raid. No, everybody's offline right now, so I'm just gonna end it here. Y'all can go wherever the hell you want, but you can't stay here. Bye.